This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
It's Thursday, May 20th, and time for the Barbados Today Afternoon Update. I'm Fernella Weatherburn. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that customs staff have gotten the full backing of the National Union of Public Workers National Council. Word of this from NUPW President Akani McDowell on the heels of yesterday's meeting with disgruntled workers of the Customs and Excise Department. The staff are adamant that they will not be making the move to the Barbados Revenue Authority as planned by government on July 1. And McDowell tells Barbados Today the council has given the workers its full support on whatever decision they take now and after the union receives some outstanding information from the civil service.
We want to receive the information, the outstanding information from the civil service, the Ministry of Civil Service, and two, back up any customs officer, to support any customs officer who decides not to go at the BRA.
Oh, I see. So you all got clearance then from the National Council then?
Yes, clearance has been given to support those officers to the fullest if need be. What we want to do at this stage is to make sure that we get that information from the head of the civil service. It's outstanding.
Meantime, the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry is calling for the situation to be settled speedily. BCCI President Tracy Shuffler is concerned that the situation will end up costing the business sector big. Speaking at the Chamber's monthly business luncheon yesterday, Shuffler revealed that the go-slow by workers at the Customs and Excise Department is resulting in delays for businesses to clear containers, which in turn is hampering sales. And she is appealing for a resolution to the issues that triggered the impasse so that normal operations can resume. Still on the industrial front, Labour Minister Dr. Esther Bayer is promising that the Barbados Workers' Union and the Barbados Light and Power impasse will be dealt with as a matter of urgency. On Tuesday, talks between the two sides over retrenchment practices and other issues broke down at the level of the Chief Labour Officer, Vincent Burnett, and was referred to the Minister. But Dr. Bayer could not say when the meeting to discuss the concerns over what has been described as the unilateral retrenchment of 73 BL&P workers will be held.
I can't give a time frame because, as always, it depends on the availability of persons. So, in fact, the matter has been, I haven't even seen the file yet, and I'm told it is, the Chief Labour Officer told me I've had to send it to you, he told the press, but I now have to sit with him today and look at it. But it depends on availability and other things, so I can't say for sure. But it is a priority, and we will deal with it as soon as everybody is able to sit down and get cracking.
The BWU recently served a notice of plans for possible national strike action over unresolved labour issues. But Minister Esther Bayer does not believe that the situation will come to that level.
I am not worried. As I said, I know that is her strength. That is, she has to do that to be able to get the movement. And as I said, if I were her, I would probably do the same thing, because that is probably what would light a fire under people to get some action. She's already had that commitment. She just needs to see some movement. And I understand her frustration as well. So hopefully she will see that movement, but I anticipate it shouldn't come to that.
In other news, this country's Minister of Culture is calling for more corporate funds to be injected into the Crop Over brand. Addressing the media at the annual Crop Over press briefing at his office in Sky Mall yesterday, Stephen Lashley said that there needed to be a greater show of national responsibility from the private sector to ensure that the festival comes off.
The NCS drive for sponsorship this year has been continuous. I must compliment the team for working exceedingly hard. And while, of course, the drive this year has been impacted on by the belt tightening in the corporate sector, some sponsors, of course, have had to look at their budgets. This have not had the huge impact. We've seen sponsors increasing, while some others may adjust and so on.
Some of the field sports news now: untidy and distasteful. That's how the West Indies Players Association is describing the omission of Shivnaren Chanderpaul from the upcoming home series against Australia. WIPA President and Chief Executive Officer Wavell Hines says the decision is particularly disturbing since Chanderpaul is currently the highest ICC-ranked Test batsman and one who has given West Indies cricket over 2 decades in service. Hines says WIPA will continue to hold talks on the matter. Still in sports, Sepp Blatter says he will not demit office as FIFA president, despite the latest corruption scandal. The 79-year-old Swiss held an emergency meeting with key FIFA officials where UEFA chief Michel Platini appealed for him to quit. But Blatter, who is seeking a 5th term as president in Friday's election, said it was too late to resign. The scandal led to 14 top officials of the World Football Governing Body being indicted, including former FIFA Vice President, Trinidad and Tobago's Jack Warner. 7 of those were arrested in Switzerland, among them CONCACAF boss Jeffrey Webb of the Cayman Islands.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
On the regional scene, Jamaican police are investigating another quadruple murder in the country for the year. 4 men, 2 of them who are in their 60s, were shot and killed last night while playing a game of dominoes in Claremont, St. Elizabeth. The 4 lost their lives when gunmen, who police believe are part of a gang, opened fire on a shop during a power cut. And finally, the Pentagon is reporting that the U.S. military accidentally sent live anthrax samples to as many as 9 labs across the country and to a U.S. military base in South Korea. More in this BBC report.
They say that there are 22 people here in South Korea who may have come in contact with it, but nobody has got the symptoms so far. And in the US, 4 people, again, no symptoms. So they're saying a mistake was made, a gap was spotted, the gap will now be closed. But it does seem this thing's been going on for about a year. What seems to have happened is that a laboratory in Utah sent out what it thought was inert, irradiated anthrax to 9 labs in the US and the big Air Force base here in March last year. And then earlier this month, one of those laboratories in the US tested the stuff and basically said, they say it's inert, but it's not.
And with that, we come to the end of our afternoon updates, but you can join us again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.tv, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 online TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn to continue to enjoy your day.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MindLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy.